everybody, I'm just back today with a work in progress on my Knight Titan, my Legio Gryphonicus Knight Titan. So up until now I've mainly just been showing the skeleton. I've got a lot of work done now on the panels. Yeah, things are actually going pretty well with it. Happy with the way it's coming along. I feel like I've done quite a bit since last week. I actually have, well, I'll just sort of zoom in here. I think this is sort of the color pattern. On the shoulders, I do have it in two-tone, you know, gray and yellow. Then I actually did quite a bit of work on the base, so I told you guys that I was wanting to do a bit of a plaster. What I ended up doing, see if I can get a good look at it here. So I did the plaster like I talked about. So this was cork before, and I've just covered it with plaster. I really liked the way that came out. I really achieved the effect that I was trying to achieve. If I zoom in though, what you can see up close is, see if I can get to focus here. I used a crackle medium on it too, so I got a little bit of a crackle effect. If you look up close to it, you can see that. And then yeah, I just did a little bit of dry brushing and a wash as well. And yeah, it's got like kind of a cool, I think it's got a cool planetary kind of look on it. And so yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And I did feel like I did a lot of little things. Like I did do some heat effect on the both the exhausts on the top as well as the flamer gun here. One thing I was really surprised about, because I did a lot of washes on the skeleton, in areas where you have something that's meant to be movable, both in one case the ammo package that I have magnetized for the other gun and in the actual joint itself, this actual joint, they got stuck because of Nuln Oil. I think it might have happened to me in my career hobbing once before, but never quite to the significance. It was almost like glue. Like I couldn't believe just how stuck this thing got. And so it was really tight. Like I was worried about breaking the model to actually get it moving again, like just moving it around like this. But then as well, the gun, I actually ended up breaking to get this off, which I have magnetized. You can probably see a little line there. I ended up breaking this trying to get it off. That's how tight it was. And so now it's fine. I've scraped the areas where I should have actually just washed it without the at least those movable pieces on there. So I was quite surprised at that. I haven't put the wires on the guy's head yet, but I am going to do that. One thing that is really cool is I've magnetized this, which I think I showed before. Pretty easy to get off actually. And so now you can see him in the cockpit, which is really cool. When there's light in there, you can see all the screens and stuff and the doodads and things that are in there too. So I'm quite happy that I did that. That was kind of cool. So now I've got my pilot in there. It seems like I've had looking at the pilot so much and not had the carapace on that it just it's almost take it for granted. But now that actually the pilot, it's in the carapace, you know, it's really cool when you open the hatch and the pilot's in there. Sort of like a little surprise. And so in addition to, by the way, I wasn't sure how I was going to do the yellow and the gray, and the how to do that pattern. And I like the fact that I toyed with the idea of having like alternating stripes on the top and like doing solids on the side. I actually quite like this, where I rotate a little bit in this color pattern up, so gray, yellow. This is going to be gray. So I have the chest plate here, which is going to be gray. Now I don't have, you probably noticed I don't have this piece on yet, and I don't have the tabard on yet. Part of that is I need to put the tabard on first, and I need to put the decal on the tabard. And so that's sort of the first decal I'm going to do, and the last pieces I'm going to put on. Speaking of the decals, this is the transfer sheet that comes with it. And so what I was going to do is alternate and actually have one of these on each side. And that's the main thing I'm going to use from this transfer sheet that it comes with. But then I actually picked up, I didn't pick it up, I actually printed off from Bolter and Chainsword. They actually have decals that you can print off. Now, I did this with my Knights of Griffin for the Space Marines, but they were just black on a clear one, so there was no color. This is on a white background in this color. The way it printed off, like it really printed off nicely, although I did get a cutoff on the very edge, so some of them on the very edge I can't use. It's actually okay because like I only need one of these, and it pretty much works out with the ones I want to use. For the shield that's right there, I'm actually going to use this, which is really cool. It's got like the griffin on the side, and it's got like skulls intermixed with knight faceplates, which is really cool. As you can see here, the War Griffins, Legio Griffonicus, specific to this Mechanicum house. And so, as well, so what I thought I would do is on one side with the gray, I would use this, and then on the yellow, I would put the black head of the griffin. And then on the other side, on the gray, I'll use this. Or no. Did I get that wrong? Maybe I got it wrong in my planning. I was thinking that I would actually have on the other side this on the gray. And then on the yellow, I guess I would have this, which I already said. And then on this side, on the yellow, I would have this side. And then on the gray, I guess I was going to have this, but this is sort of cut off, so I'm not sure. Maybe I also toyed with the idea of using one of these and using one of these, but I'm not totally sure. It would actually have to be this one because that's what I wanted to use. So now I'm confused myself. But that you get the idea. That's basically what I'm going to do. I also wasn't sure whether it was this size or this size that I was going to use. Given that, I might end up just using this one, which gives me the choice of either side. So I have to see. But alright, yeah, I'm getting my sides confused, but I think I gave you guys the idea what I want to do. So, and then I've got this here for the tabard, which is really cool. So that'll be really awesome. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The only other thing I didn't mention, I guess I just thought about it now, is whether I use these guys on the bottom, which I think I should, because they're like the cogs. I think those need to go on there, because I really like the look of that on there. So yeah, I'll likely put those on too. So yeah, so coming along, my goal really is to finish this tomorrow, and that's because holidays are coming up. I'm going to be out of town as of next Thursday. I won't be around over the holidays. Like, I'll probably watch people's videos and answer questions at times, or not questions, just make comments and stuff and answer questions. But, you know, but basically, yeah, like we're going away locally, like just over the holidays. So, I have to get this done because my goal was to get this done this year to comply with the bare minimum requirement of finishing Nick's New Year painting challenge within the same year that I started it. I'm really hesitant. Like, I like to participate in the challenge and I want to support Nick's challenge, but I'm really hesitant after what I just did to actually just jump right in. So I think I'm just gonna like jump in with something in January, but like something that I get done like very quickly and at a reasonable amount, and not like completely take my time as I have with this. But having said that, though, I am happy with it. Though it is a cool project, and I've always wanted to paint one of these up. At the time when this Knight came out, I was like so excited about this because I'd read Mechanicum not that long before it, and I always wondered what the Knights were, because like the book Mechanicum came out and they talked about Knights prior to the model being released, and I always really liked it. And so you know, like I've wanted one to do one of these ever since, and it was actually fun to see this thing to come together. I understand why some people do more than one, because there's a little bit of figuring it out the first time you put it together. It's not a hard kit, but it's a little bit of figuring it out. But once you kind of figure it out, it's a really, really cool kit. I could see wanting to do another one, somebody wanting to do another one. And of course they have knight armies, and so that makes complete sense. People just run lists of knights. So yeah, that's where I'm at so far. So next up will be likely a showcase, like after I do the decals and stuff. So okay, hope everybody's having a good end of the week, and talk to you later.